9/11 was an inside job. Oh, get a life. Get a life. 9/11 was an inside job.
Comenzamos. Las famosas Torres Gemelas de Nueva York podrían haber sido destruidas por una explosión y no a causa de los aviones que fueron estrellados contra ellas. Esa es la opinión de muchos expertos estadounidenses que ahora insisten en una nueva investigación de los trágicos hechos.
En 2002, una funcionaria del FBI acusó públicamente a sus jefes de no haber hecho nada para prevenir los atentados del 11 de septiembre. Una declaración que repercutió mucho en la opinión pública de Estados Unidos.
El gobierno intentará intimidar a los activistas para hacerles callar. No sería la primera vez, ya lo han hecho antes.
Richard Gage fundó el movimiento de arquitectos por la verdad sobre el 11 de septiembre. Este grupo reúne a más de 1000 profesionales que afirman que no es posible que un avión derrumbe un edificio como las torres del World Trade Center.
Los edificios se destruyeron con explosivos. Varios arquitectos e ingenieros insisten en que el Congreso debe emprender una nueva investigación para dilucidar los hechos.
Algunos expresan sus sentimientos a través de carteles en sus autos o camisetas. Es el caso de Frank Agamemnon.
Nuestro gobierno nos ha mentido sobre el 11 de septiembre. Si la verdad triunfara, probablemente no habría guerras.
A la conferencia La traición en Estados Unidos han llegado cientos de personas de todo el país. Todos creen que los acontecimientos del 11 de septiembre se deben investigar de nuevo.
Vengo de Virginia para obtener información. Los medios no nos cuentan nada.
El movimiento por la verdad sobre el 11 de septiembre existe desde hace tiempo, pero parece que ahora empieza a preocupar a las autoridades. De hecho, hace poco ha sido incluido junto con Ku Klux Klan en la lista de las asociaciones más odiadas por los ciudadanos en Estados Unidos, según afirman las encuestas. El presidente Kennedy dijo una vez que sin debates y crítica es imposible gobernar un país. Muchos ahora exigen mayor transparencia por parte de los políticos. Iván Gribano.
Welcome to the show, everybody. I'm Geraldo Rivera, and that noisy demonstration was more than 2 years ago. But the folks behind that TV ad you saw earlier are not so easy to dismiss as those demonstrators were. And what caught my eye is their claim that more than 1,300 architects and engineers examined the evidence about Building 7's collapse and disagree with the official report issued by the National Institute of Standards and Technology. Building 7 was no ordinary building. Among other key tenants, including several intelligence and law enforcement agencies, it also housed New York City's Emergency Operations Center, known as Mayor Giuliani's bunker. Here to tell us what they know about its collapse and why they question the official conclusions are Bob McIlvaine, whose son died in the World Trade Center, and Tony Szamboti, a mechanical engineer. Nice to see you guys. Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Nice
to meet you, Geraldo. Our condolences, obviously, for your loss. But, Tony, let me start with you. You're an engineer. Are you suggesting that the official account that Building 7 collapsed because of the fire melting the steel or in some other ways, destroying the integrity, the structural integrity of the building, that's false? You think that that's false?
Yes, I do. And for a couple reasons. One is that Building 7 came down, it went into a sudden collapse across the full width and length of the building for 2.25 seconds, which amounted to 105 feet or 8 stories, 8 13-foot tall stories. It was in full free-fall acceleration. That is impossible because in a natural collapse, columns would have to buckle. When columns buckle, there is a minimum resistance. It's asymptotic. You know what that means. That means it never goes to zero. So it's impossible. You can't reach.
So here's what, I guess in layman's terms, to just get my hands here, Peter. So what he's saying is that the top floor collapses, hits the next floor, hits the next floor, hits the next floor, so it's bang, 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 the weight of the upper floors.
It would slow down. What I'm trying to say is it was in full free fall acceleration. All of its potential energy was being converted to motion.
Instead of what I just described, the thing just collapsed like a pancake.
It just came down.
And so what are you suggesting brought it down, Tony?
I'm suggesting there was some form of demolition devices in that building for 8 stories or more.
You think that the explosives brought down Building 7?
Some form of demolition device. I'm not pretending to know what it is. I am saying that it was in free fall acceleration.
All right, let me ask you this.
Admitted to that.
Okay, let me ask you this before I get to Dad, before I get to Bob here. We've all seen old, obsolete buildings and public housing in other places outlived their usefulness, being demolished by the professionals who can actually collapse a building right in its own footprint. That's what it looks like happened to Building 7. Do you believe that's what happened?
Yes, I do believe that's what happened.
And why do you think they're lying about it?
I don't really know all the details of what they're lying about. I can't read their minds. All I can say is, scientifically, it's impossible for fire to have done what we see.
And Bob, these 1,300 engineers and architects who agree with you and some of the other relatives' families. I know you found your son just a couple of days after the disaster. He was outside. I don't want to get into the details of how you believe he died, but these architects and engineers, do they support your contention